MNFL, what's happening? What's good? We back in the building, season 4, man. We're at the halfway mark of this MNFL cycle. Appreciate everybody that's been playing, has been balling, has been dedicated to the cause, man. We appreciate you. I'm your man, MDC, your commissioner. Appreciate everybody. Want to give y'all a quick video, man, a quick rundown of what a rookie review was looking like through, I want to say 10 weeks. We at 10 weeks now, pushing up on week 11, I believe, if that memory serves me correctly. So yeah, it's been a lot of interesting things going on in MNFL, man. A lot of things going on, a lot of shakeups, a lot of people starting off hiding and kind of wheezing in the back. And you know, Super Bowl champions was crowned a few weeks ago with the Bengals, on a crazy run that nobody expected. So we crowned a new champion. We have 3 champions so far. I think KT took the first one in a controversial fashion. I think we got Tayo took the second one, and Proto took the third one. So yeah, so we're looking at wrapping up here. Let's see, what week are we in? I want to double check. Yeah, no, we're in week 11 actually. We're wrapping up week 11, getting ready to be in week 12. Man, oh man, it's pushing. Appreciate everybody's dedication, man. We early advancing here and there, man. Everything's looking good. So let's talk about these rookies, man. Let's talk about this rookie class. In this past draft, it seemed like it was yesterday. It was an interesting class, and there's a lot of things going on with first round picks that you probably wouldn't expect. So let's talk about what we got here with 1 through 32. Let's get into a real hot and heavy. So with the first pick in the draft, somehow or another, D-Bev and the Washington football team finagled their way to the top pick. And it was a guy that was one of a kind, to say the least. I mean, I think that might be the first time I've seen in a long while I've seen somebody run a 4.240. Wide receiver by the name of Matthew Randall. And he came out the box as star development. As of right now, he has 51 receptions, 1,016 yards receiving, and 12 touchdowns. He also got a development upgrade against the Giants, so he's now a superstar, and he's done his snap, so he's fully locked and loaded. So yeah, it's with the way the football team likes to enter a ball out, win, lose, or draw, it's gonna be tough for anybody to unseat that man for a rookie of the year already. So you could be looking at maybe an X Factor in one season. Kind of crazy, from star to X Factor. Yeesh, yeah, man, that's tough. He's got blazing speed and got Scary Terry on the other side. So pick your poison about who's gonna go that 9 route. I mean, we just gonna keep it real. Who's gonna get the 9 route first? And when, we had issues or concerns about whether or not Tua is going to be a good quarterback for this team, but yeah, he's been balling too. I think he's up to like superstar now. He had a great year and having another good year this year. Again, I mean, win, lose, or draw, they're going to add out in Washington. So, man. So, the Titans had the second pick. He's on auto right now. So, Hood, if you're out there, man, we need you to step up and start playing some games, Brody. I know you're in the military, but let us know what's going on with you if you're out there. But the CPU drafted him a right outside linebacker, star development guy by the name of Pat Hughes. Pat has got 33 tackles, 19 solos, and 4 tackles for loss in the second half already. No development upgrades, so he's done his snaps, so he's fully star. Cardinals drafted 3rd. I'm trying to figure out how these winning teams got all these high picks. Let me know what the secret is, because I can't get no high picks around these spots. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So we're gonna see what the Cardinals drafted here. They drafted which we didn't think it was a need for this, but they drafted a free safety, a strong safety, a guy by the name of Taekwon Hightower. Normal development. He's playing in that loaded secondary. Somehow I don't know if he's playing in the box or whatever, because they got Buddha and they got Isaiah back there. But he's playing and he's putting up numbers, because he's got 27 tackles. He got 1 sack, 6 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and 3 picks right now. So he's putting up big numbers as well. So I think he's in the running for rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year too. So yeah, man. So somehow or another, the Cardinals are making it work. So Cowboys had a 4th pick. Again, another winning team with a high pick. And what's going on in this world? They finessing them teams that know going to be losing. That's what I think. I think y'all finessing them teams that you feel like it's going to have a losing record, and y'all getting them high picks, man. I know the game. But yeah, so the Cowboys got the 4th pick. They drafted a cornerback by the name of Glenn Weaver. Glenn Weaver, now this trips me out. The cornerback has 42 tackles as a cornerback. And this is only through 10 games, I want to say. 10 games, 42 tackles, a tackle for loss, and 2 picks. So what are you using the corner? I mean, how you gonna have that many tackles as a corner? Or is it that the D-line and linebackers ain't doing their job? I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's kind of wild. Now, in the wildest situation in the first 10 picks, we got the Jets pick number 5. They picked a wide receiver by the name of Jaleel Marshall, right? Wide receiver, a normal development. He ain't playing right now. Now, how is it that? And when in the history of football, NFL, or MNFL, have you drafted a wide receiver that high and that man don't play? I don't know. I just played the Jets. I'll be real. I just played the Jets and I ain't seen him on the field. So, I don't know what to tell you. How's that man not playing? I don't know how he's not playing, but yeah, that's kind of rough. It's kind of rough. He ain't had no stats. I can't even say nothing about it. I mean, can't say nothing good, bad, or different about it. He ain't playing right now. So it is what it is. So the Texans had the 6th pick. They picked a lineman by the name of Michael Henry, center. Nothing sexy about that. We'll keep going. Texans try to bolster their line. They got a good center by the name of Michael Henry, young guy. Broncos picked 7. They picked George Baxter, wide receiver. Normal development. He has 10 receptions, 136 yards, and a touchdown so far. The Bills drafted a tight end at 8th pick by the name of Tyler Dodson. He has 5 receptions for 54 yards. So clearly the Bills don't throw to a tight end a lot, or at least he's not the number 1 guy. He getting a lot of second tight end receiver numbers. I mean, because he ain't touching the ball a whole lot just yet. But I mean, drafted at 8th spot, he got to be good. The Lions picked the number 9. They picked a left tackle by the name of Jeff Feener. Try to bolster their line. So that's what it is. Steelers, number 10, Justin Mason, their computer team. We're not going to talk about that too much. Computer drafted a D tackle in the 10th pick. Chiefs pick a D tackle as well at the 11th pick, Danny Stewart. Danny Stewart has 11 tackles so far, 4 solos, 2 tackles for loss, no development upgrades. The Panthers at 12 picked up a cornerback by the name of Jimmy Kellum. He was a star development out the box. Now, this is trip me out. Now, again, just much like Glenn Weaver, he has 42 tackles as well, 23 solos, 3 tackles for loss, and 6 picks. So, is Jokey using him too? And he's done all his snaps. He's paid 500 snaps already. So he's starting somewhere, slot, outside, where, I don't know, but he's definitely playing a lot of downs for Carolina. Jokey got that cheese, man. He know how to use them quarterbacks. I'm just telling y'all. So, I'm just playing. Anyhow, Falcons, number 13, they drafted a halfback guy by the name of Marcus Banks, normal development. 31 attempts, 195 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So clearly he's in the backup reserve role. I think Antonio Gibson is still a lead dog there. So he just drafted a change of pace back, I want to say. Bears at 14, they drafted a guy by the name of Quentin Walters, middle linebacker. He plays a lot. He has 30 tackles, 11 solos, 3 tackles for loss in the second half. So he's putting up numbers there for the Bears. And I think they still got Roquan, do they? I think they still got Roquan. So him and Roquan look they're doing pretty good work out there in the middle of that field. The Ravens drafted a lineman in the 15th pick with a guy by the name of Jamarcus Robinson, center. The Chargers at 16 drafted a guy by the name of Craig McGee, wide receiver. 20 receptions so far, 367 yards and 7 touchdowns. Eagles drafted a wide receiver as well at 17. A guy by the name of Tony Poole. He has 4 receptions, 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now that makes a lot of sense because the Eagles have a lot of wide receivers in Philly. So the fact that he's touching the ball at all is remarkable. In the first big pick of the draft, it took it to 18 because we had a rash of normal guys. Only had 3 stars up to this point. But at 18, the Seahawks stumbled upon a linebacker who's looking to replace Bobby Wagner. Superstar X Factor, Parker Stanfield. He's playing in that defense in Seattle, and he has 34 tackles so far, 25 solos, 5 tackles for loss, and 4 sacks. Clearly, he had development upgrades, and he's played all his snaps. So, Superstar X Factor, you lose one, you get another. It's good to be rich in Seattle, I tell you that. So, the Patriots at number 19 drafted a right end by a guy by the name of Juan Blake. Juan don't play yet. 19 overall pick in the first round, don't play yet. Are they that deep in the D-line in New England? I mean, Evil Bill, the spirit of Evil Bill kind of, sitting first round picks and don't play him? I mean, what's that about? I don't know. But he's not playing yet. At least if he does get on the field, he hadn't recorded a stat yet. At least we can say that. All right, so the Washington football team again had 2 picks in the first round. They drafted a middle linebacker guy by the name of Jaden Smith. That's funny, guys. Ain't that Will Smith's son? So middle linebacker though. 11 total tackles, 8 solos, 3 tackles for loss and a sack. So he's doing pretty good numbers over there. And a loaded defense. So I mean, he's definitely playing at least in some sporadic roles and some sub packages. So Bears picked again at 21. Left outside linebacker guy by the name of Dakota Molds. 13 tackles, 10 solos, 4 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks. No notable dev upgrades for any of these guys. I think the only person that got a dev upgrade so far is look like the Washington football team's wide receiver. He getting the ball a lot, so that's just natural. So the Raiders at 22 picked up a guy in the right end, guy by the name of Sidney Bennett. Normal development, no stats. He doesn't play yet. They got a pretty deep D line there as well, so it looks like he's a project or he'll play down the line. Jaguars picked at 23. They picked a free safety. I think he's like 6'4". Eli Vasher, normal development. He plays, and then loaded secondary for the Jags. 23 tackles so far, 15 solos, 4 tackles for loss, and 2 picks. So yeah, Eli is definitely getting a lot of work out there, much like your guy from Arizona. Taekwon Hightower, they're putting in a lot of work in their secondary. Ravens picked again at 24. They picked Will Hitchens, middle linebacker. Normal development. It's unfortunate. I think Will got hurt in his last game against the Texans. He went down, but he was putting up a lot of numbers. I think he's hurt for like 6 weeks, so he might be done for the season. But up to this point, he had 45 tackles. He had 25 solos, 6 tackles for loss, a sack, and a pick. So yeah, he was definitely doing a lot of work out there. Doing a lot of work. Chargers pick again at 25. They picked a D tackle by the name of Sante Sharp. Normal development. 7 total tackles so far, 1 solo and 2 tackles for loss. The Cardinals picked again in 26. They picked a left tackle guy by the name of Jonathan Bush. Left tackle, normal development, nothing notable there. The Vikings picked at 27. They picked up a guy by the name of Ross Byron. Left outside linebacker, star development, another star development, one of the few in this draft. A lot of normals here. But Ross gets 20 tackles so far, 11 solos, 1 tackle for loss, and he's done the snaps. Colts picked at 28. They picked a guy like they needed a receiver. They picked up another guy by the name of Trayvon Nobles. He wide receiver, and he doesn't play. I mean, Parrish and them boys, have, made it so he got to sit the bench a little while. Let's just say it that way. Well, now it's picked again at 29. They picked up a guy. Was that their first pick? Was that 49's first pick, actually? Yeah, it was actually 49's first pick. Fourth pick. Yeah. First pick. So 49's first pick. They picked up a corner by the name of Carlos Irons. He plays a little. 16 tackles, 7 solos. Now, that's a stat that I more so look for a corner to have. Like, even if you're a starter or a slot guy, 16 tackles, 7 solos is more reasonable than what the Dallas and Carolina corners are doing. I don't know what they're doing out there, but they tackling like linebackers. But yeah, so Carlos is doing pretty well for himself. He's I think he's taking the place of Akella Witherspoon. He left San Fran. So the Lions picked again at 30. They picked a halfback by the name of Carlos Reed. He's normal development. He has 99 attempts so far, 503 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he looks like he plays a lot. The Packers picked 31. Picked a cornerback, superstar development actually. They won only superstar development in the first round. A guy by the name of Bronson Massey. 26 tackles, 12 solos, and a pick. And he's done his snaps, so he's showing his superstar development. And to round out the picks for the first round, the Bengals pick DeAndre Bond, the cornerback. He's normal development, 36 tackles. Another guy with high tackles numbers, 36 tackles, 19 solos, and 3 picks. No notable development upgrades for him. But yeah, I mean, corners are doing a lot of tackling here. And what is going on? Is the way the game is coded and a lot of people get to the edge and the corners got to make a lot of tackles? What's happening? Or is there a secret sauce to the idea that if your corner has a lot of tackles, he gets a development upgrade? Is that the secret sauce? Somebody tell me in the chat. I just want to know. I just want to know. So in the same vein, as we talk about these rookies, man, we're going to go through the awards real quick. We'll go through the awards and the standings before we get out of here and see how we sit at the end of week 11. But so far, we got some pretty decent numbers from the rookies' perspective, even though they are normal development in large part. But yeah, man, I mean, the awards will definitely show exactly what the rookies are doing, but I want to show up the MVP race and all that good stuff as well. So let's take a look at that real quick. All right, so to nobody's surprise, Joe Mixon once again leading the charge for MVP, offensive rookie of the Player of the Year. Let's actually start with the MVP rating. Oh, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is leading the MVP voting right now. In that large game he had against the football team, I can see why. He had 300 yards on the ground, something crazy like that. So yeah, so it's Miles Sanders, then Joe Mixon, then Nick Chubb, then J.K. Dobbins, and then Ezekiel Elliott. So number of runners is an MVP race right now. There's nobody in the top 5 that's not a runner. Ironic. All right, coach of the year so far, the Miami Dolphins are shocking a lot of people. I think they only have 1 loss. 2 losses, 8-2. The Panthers 8-2 as well. The Berth is 8-2, and Los is 8-2. And 1-1 is the Browns. All right, so moving back over to Offensive Player of the Year. Joe Mixon, obviously, J.K. Dobbins, Nick Chubb, Justice Hill, and Jonathan Taylor. All right. Somebody hurt? Did I see it? No, I didn't see an injury thing on anyone of them. Okay. All right, so that's offensive rookie of the year for the AFC. Defensive player of the year so far: Jesse Bates for the Bengals. Then we got Josh Jones for the Jags, and Jeremy Chin for the Dolphins. Then Jonathan Abram for the Raiders, and Keon Crossen for the Chargers. All right, offensive rookie of the year so far is Craig McGee for the Chargers, Thomas Gardner for the Texans, Elijah Virgil for the Bengals, and Nathan Waters for the Ravens, and then Ben Jones for the Dolphins. Now, I want to notice this: only one of these guys is a first round pick right now. Like, there's only one guy who's a first round pick. Everybody else has been drafting the second or lower round. Interesting. Defensive rookie of the year, Gregory Molson for the Ravens. He's leading the charge right now. Then Miles Sanders for the Texans. Then DeAndre Bond from the Bengals, and then Will Hitchens, who just got hurt, ironically. He's wild. But he's fourth right at the moment. And then JT Williamson for the Titans. I'm really not gonna count that. So I think I'm gonna count Eli Vasher as being 5. But yeah, so that's interesting too, because I think that only DeAndre Bond and Will Hitchens were first round picks out of that top 5. Interesting. Best quarterback so far: Justin Herbert, followed by Carson Wentz, then Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo, Joe Burrow. Best running back: no surprise, Joe Mixon, Nick Chubb, J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, Jonathan Taylor. Best wide receiver: DJ Chark, Rico Gafford, who came over from the Saints in the trade recently. Then we got Tyreek Hill, and John Ross, and Paris Campbell. O-line: Trent Brown, Ronnie Stanley, Quentin Nelson, Jedrick Wills, and Rodney Hudson. Best D-line: you got Myles Garrett, Kayvon Kason, Joey Bosa, D Ford, and Carl Lawson. Best linebacker right now is Kenneth Murray, Ulysses Gilbert III, Patrick Queen, Deion Jones, and Akeem Davis Gaither. Best DB: Josh Jones, Jeremy Chin, Keon Crossen, Rudy Ford, Jalen Thompson. And then best kicker right now is Josh Lambo, and Matt Gay, and Justin Tucker, Kaim Fairbairn, and Harrison Butker. All right, flipping over to the NFC, we got offensive player of the year so far is Miles Sanders. No surprise there. He's leading the MVP voting. Then we got Brandon Porter for the Cardinals. Then we got Ezekiel Elliott, Rashard Weldon for the 49ers. Then we got Christian McCaffrey. The defensive player of the year right now is Jabril Peppers, Dante Jackson, Harrison Smith, Keanu O'Neal, Buda Baker, top 5. Offensive rookie of the year is Rashard Weldon for the 49ers. Then we got Matthew Randall. Ironic that Matthew Randall's not leading the charge right now. Rashard Weldon wasn't the first round pick, interesting enough. Yeah, so then we got Carlos Reed for the Lions. Then we got Mike Mullen for the Bears. And then we got whoever this guy is for the Falcons. B2. Yeah, I'm not going to even try to add one. Yeah, interesting. Okay. All right, defensive rookie of the year. We got Jimmy Kellum. We talked about him before. He's a first round pick. That would those large amount of tackles for a cornerback. Then we got Taekwon Hightower. We talked about him as well. We got Alan McAllister for the football team. Then we got Tyree Ashmore, and we got Parker Stanfield. Parker Stanfield is Superstar X Factor. He's 5th right now. Interesting. Best quarterback right now is Tyree Jackson. Then we got Deshaun Watson, Will Greer, and Tua Tagovailoa, and then George Patterson for the Falcons. Running back, Miles Sanders, no surprise. Ezekiel Elliott. Then we got Rashard Weldon. Rashard Weldon's a running back. Interesting for the 49ers. Interesting. We got Brandon Porter for the Cardinals and Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers. Best wide receiver, Henry Ruggs for the Lions. Emmanuel Hall for the 49ers. Then we got Matthew Randall, 3rd for the football team. Then we got Julio Jones. We got DJ Moore. Best O-line, Zach Martin, Frank Ragnow, Bakhtiari, McGlinchey, and Lane Johnson. Best D-line, Brian Burns, Fletcher Cox, Yitu Gross-Matos, Derek Brown, and Amari Johnson. Linebacker, Jalen Smith and Lake Vander Esch. Interesting, 1 and 2 for the Cowboys. We got Devin White for the Buccaneers. Then we got Rashad Cunningham for the Bears. And then we got Drew Tranquil for the Rams. Our best of DB, we got Dante Jackson. We got Jabril Peppers, Kewan O'Neal, Harrison Smith, and Buda Baker. And rounded out best kicker, Jake Elliott, then whoever the kicker is for the football team. I'm not going to try to pronounce that one. McManus, Will Lutz, and then Prater. All right, so let's take a gander at the standings real quick before we wrap it up. See where we stand right now, and try to map out the playoff picture best we can. The playoff picture is not available just yet, as you can see. They'll come out to week 13. But so we're gonna look at the standings real quick. Standings for the NFL. Obviously, we'll start with the AFC. The Dolphins 8-2 right now. The Browns 8-1-1. The Jaguars 8-2. The Raiders 7-3. Chargers 6-4. Ravens 5-5. Bengals 5-5. Texans 5-5. Broncos 4-5. All right, NFC. We got the Buccaneers at 8-2. The 49ers 8-1-1. The Vikings 8-2. Panthers 8-2. Cardinals 7-3. Cowboys 7-3. Saints 6-3. Falcons 6-4. Packers 6-4. Eagles 6-4. Seattle 5-4-1, and the football team 4-5-1. I think they're the ones that tied each other. Yeah, ironically, interested in that. Rest of 1-9 and below, so that's rough. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for the standings, man. You like I said, we're in week 11, about to wrap week 11. I think there are like 3 games left. That's my schedule. Hold on. We got let me see. We got Chiefs and the Broncos left. We got the Saints and the Colts and the Bills and the Patriots. And after that, we advance. So, yeah, we'll be in week 12 before we know it. The matchups for week 12 are looking like we got the Chiefs and the Chargers, Falcons and the football team. We got the Steelers and the Ravens, CPU game. Panthers and the Buccaneers. That should be a good one. Texans and the Jaguars. Patriots and the Dolphins. Colts and the Titans. Bengals and the Raiders. We got the Giants and the Rams. Seahawks and the 49ers. Should be another good one. Packers versus Broncos. We got the Browns versus the Cardinals. It really should be a good one. Vikings versus the Saints. Bears versus the Lions. Eagles and Cowboys. And we got Bills and Jets. So it should be a good week. All right, boys. Appreciate y'all time and y'all energy, man. Keep it up, man. We're going to wrap the season up real quick. We'll crown another champion. Get another trophy out to the winner. And, we'll keep it rocking, man. We'll keep it rocking and rolling until this man cycle is over, man. In the meantime, in between time, appreciate y'all time. I have been MDC, your commissioner, man. I'll holla on the next video. Peace.